Hi everyone, welcome to Sue's Day. I'm Sue Ann Jafarian, the fat woman driving the novel RV. I'm coming to you today again from Brushy Creek Campground in Texas. But by the time you see this video, I will be camping in Oklahoma. Anyway, today I want to talk about something serious, and that is how there is a hidden danger to our health in RVing. You've heard me say that ever since I became a nomad, I have been much healthier, and that's true. But there is a lurking danger to this lifestyle, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. A while back, my friend Betsy did an interview on a podcast and talked about what happened to her and her husband, Rick. They were avid RVers, and Betsy still is. But several years ago, they went to a campground. Rick was plugging in, getting everything settled, and then he complained he couldn't breathe. They called the paramedics, and he died. It was determined he died from a blood clot to the lung, and that was probably caused from sitting too much of a sedentary lifestyle. We as RVers tend to sit a lot, we drive a lot, we'll sit in campgrounds, things like that, and it's not healthy for us. I will put a link to Betsy's interview in the description part of this video, so please look it up. She's a charming woman, and it's just so wonderful that she's sharing this with people as a way of helping them. So anyway, we've heard for years that people who fly long distances have to be careful of things like leg swelling and blood clots and things like that. We've always heard that. Well, the same is true for us. Many RVers are road warriors. They will drive 4 or 5, 6, even 8, 9 hours to get from point A to point B. I don't do that. I'm more of a 2 to 3.5 hour driver. But whether you drive long hours or just a few, you need to take precautions for your health. And one way to do that is to make stops about every hour or a little after an hour and get out of the van and walk and exercise. Go to a rest stop, go to a parking lot, go to a local park, but get out and move around before resuming your travel. When I first started my life as a nomad, I was very good about this. I would pull into a rest stop and I would get out and walk. And a lot of rest stops even have small walking trails. I would do that. If the weather was too hot or, rainy, I would exercise in my van. I would march in place. I would stretch. I would do whatever it took for several minutes to keep my body moving. But like a lot of good habits, the old bad habits snuck in and took over again, and I stopped doing that. Well, I've resumed it now, especially after hearing what happened to Betsy and Rick. So I'm back exercising about every hour or so. Along my route, I'll even plan to do my grocery shopping about an hour in so that it gives me not just time to exercise, but get my errands done too. But it's important that we do that. And I have a double whammy in that I'm a writer, so I sit a lot for my work. I'll drive and get to a campground and then sit at my desk and work, or sit at the picnic table and work. So I've had to really be conscientious about getting up and moving when I'm not just driving but working. And I used to do this a lot when I lived in an apartment, and I would write long hours. I would get up and walk around the apartment, or maybe take a walk outside, do some chores, whatever I needed to do to get moving, and then sit back down. But if you're a writer, you know how important the zone is. And when you're in the zone, and you don't want to break it. So you'll sit there at your desk and you'll pound away at your computer until your hands hurt and your butt hurts from sitting because you don't want to break the zone. Well, I have to break that zone periodically if I want to be healthy. So that's a concern for RVing, or if you sit a lot, get up and walk. And the same goes for those of you who are more athletic. Maybe you hike a lot and bike a lot and kayak. You still should not be driving for hours on end without getting up and moving around. You really shouldn't. So, and in my van, I've actually set up a standing desk. I found that my galley is the perfect height for me to put my iPad down and work. So periodically I get up from my desk and I will work at my makeshift standing desk. So that's what I really wanted to talk about today is let's be aware of that hidden danger. And it's so easy to, do better by getting up and moving around periodically when you're driving or camping. Another thing I've done lately is I started wearing compression socks. I'm officially an old lady. These come from a company called Crazy Compression that a friend recommended to me. And the reason is they make them with wide calves for us larger people. And they're very comfortable. But they're not the only company doing this. There's a lot of companies out there who are now making very comfortable compression socks. These aren't the socks of your grandmother. These have cute, very cute prints on them. This one has paw prints on them. The ones I'm wearing have hearts on them. And they also sell solid colors. But I've taken to wearing these, and it does make my legs, they do make my legs feel a lot better. They're not as tired at the end of the day. So that's another step I'm taking to help my legs out and my body overall. So anyway, I hope today's video helps you. And I hope you'll come back next Tuesday. And I don't know what I'm talking about next Tuesday, but I hope you'll come back. And please do look up Betsy's interview. Again, I put the link in the description of this video for you to copy and go to. So I hope to see you all next Tuesday. And if you like this channel, please subscribe. Have a good week.